Hello to everyone. The visa bulletin for the month of August, which anticipates September interviews, has been released, and it concerns both DV 2022 and DV 2023 applicants. So that is what we will be considering in today's discussion. Welcome as we begin the discussion. Let's begin with DV 2022. There are a couple of things I must mention regarding the DV 2022 program. And the first of those things is we have seen from the just released visa bulletin that all of the regions remain current for the month of September. Last month, we saw from the visa bulletin that all of the regions had been made current for the month of August. And so the same is going to apply for the month of September. And the next thing is that a couple of months ago, the State Department had warned of a possible retrogression. But last month we said that because that retrogression was not applied to the month of August, it was not likely that it would be applied to the month of September. And surely it has not been applied. All of the regions remain current. And for those of you who may ask what that means, it simply means that all DV 2022 applicants who have submitted their DS-260 still have the possibility of being interviewed during the month of September. And the final thing concerning the DV 2022 program is that a lot of you are aware that July is supposed to be the final month of sending out interview notifications for the program year. But for the past 2 years, DV 2020 and DV 2021, because of the effect of COVID-19, interview notifications were sent out during the months of August and September up to the very end of the program. So that same approach may apply to DV 2022 because, as we have said on numerous occasions, there was not much effort put into the DV 2022 program from the beginning. So the State Department may decide to send out interview notifications up to the very end of the program year. So if you do not receive your interview notification during the month of July, it is still possible that you receive it in the month of August and possibly in the month of September, based on what we experienced during the last two diversity visa programs. Now to DV 2023. The first statistics for the DV 2023 program are contained in the just released visa bulletin. Those statistics show us the total number of qualified entries that were submitted to the DV 2023 lottery, the total number of selectees for the DV 2023 program, the number of selectees by region and by country, as well as the total number of visas that will actually be available for the DV 2023 program. It is true that there are 55,000 visas that are made available in the context of the diversity visa program, but a provision of the US law reserves a small amount of those 55,000 visas to another program, thereby reducing the 55,000 to a lesser number. So for the DV 2023 program, there are a total of 119,262 selectees. So all of you who have checked your result and have seen that you were selected for further processing in the DV 2023 program, you are a total of 119,262. That number is a bit higher than the number of selectees from last year, which was 119,021. Now, the total number of visas that will be available for the DV 2023 program is 54,850. We have 119,262 selectees that should apply for 54,850 diversity visas. Now, looking at those numbers, there are a couple of things you must be aware of. The first of those things concerns the possibility of a second draw in the DV 2023 program. The 119,262 selectees, that's a fairly high number. And with that number of selectees, it is unlikely that there will be a second draw in the DV 2023 program. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing, considering both numbers, we can clearly see that at least 64,412 of those selectees will eventually not be issued a diversity visa at the end of the DV 2023 program. That is a reality that all selectees, especially those with high case numbers, should take into consideration. And that is why it is mentioned in your selection notification letter that selection does not guarantee that you will receive one of the available diversity visas. And further, on the official website of the State Department, you are requested not to go about selling your possessions or making other irreversible decisions based on your selection. The total number of selectees should be a reason why you should not behave in that way. Until you have your diversity visa in your hand, you are not yet in the United States, especially those who have high case numbers. Now, another issue that usually comes up when these numbers are released is that selectees tend to make a comparison between their case number and the total number of selectees from their country. So someone may have a case number of 100 and they see that there are 45 selectees from their country, and they believe that because 100 is higher than 45, so that reduces their chances of being scheduled for interview. But that is not the case. Remember that your case number is specific to your region and not to your specific country. That's the first thing. And then secondly, having a case number of 100 does not mean that all of the numbers before 100 are occupied. No. There are many numbers before your case number that are vacant numbers. And that comes about from the selection process. At the beginning, all of the entries are assigned numbers. And as the selection process goes on, most of those entries are disqualified. And so you may have from case number 1 to say case number 10 in your region to have been disqualified during the selection process. So the first actual case in your region may be case number 11. And the next one may be case number 25. And that may be followed by case number 30. So there are many case numbers before case number 100 that are actually not occupied. You may have only 25 cases before case number 100. So there should be no comparison made between your case number and the number of selectees from your country or even from your region. Consider that these numbers are primarily meant to indicate the distribution of selectees amongst eligible countries. And so do not go about comparing them with your case number. The fact remains that your case number is what determines at what time in the fiscal year you will be scheduled for interview, and it also determines the chances that you have when it comes to being scheduled for interview. A reminder that the DV 2023 program is going to begin in the month of October 2022, and that it is from next month, the month of August 2022, that you DV 2023 applicants are to begin to follow the visa bulletin, because it's in that visa bulletin that we will have the first case numbers that are supposed to be scheduled for interview in the month of October. Now, for those of you who are interested in seeing the complete list of countries and their respective selectee numbers, I'm going to include the link to one of my web pages in the description of this video. You can click on that link and then you will see an article that contains the full list of eligible countries and the number of selectees each received. And that brings us to the end of today's discussion. Thanks for watching the video. Now, if you have any questions regarding this issue, just leave it in the comment area below, and I will see you, God willing, in the next video. Goodbye.